Well, I'm resuming the Los Gatos Trail hike today. It's a beautifully sunny day, and yet the visibility is not very far. It's a very hazy day, so we won't get mountain views probably, unless it clears out more. Now they're working on the bridge here, and it looks like there's a beautiful, huge poinsettia at the top of the bridge there. And this part of the trail is all new to me, so I'm going to enjoy this more probably than the previous hikes because of that. Down there is the creek. There are some of the new houses that are pretty much mansions that we saw last time, just having walked a few yards farther. And then over here, just on the other side of this wall apparently, is the freeway. I would not have guessed that. And right there at the end of the wall, you can actually see the freeway, which is a fairly narrow freeway. It's Highway 17 to Santa Cruz from San Jose. Again, of course, this is the Los Gatos Creek Trail, and we are in the town of Los Gatos now, but it doesn't look much like a town here on the trail. The reeds along the trail here are huge. Must be at least 10-12 feet high. I don't know if that's pampas grass, but I don't know what else it might be other than just reeds, but I don't think the generic reed is anything. It's like a weed, I think. Some houses over there on the other side of the creek. Rather large pool down there with some ducks on it. And this is Los Gatos Saratoga Road, which is State Highway 9. And that's the main entrance into Los Gatos from the freeway. And here the creek is walled, levied, perhaps that's the word for it. Clear water down there. A rushing brook coming down through town into the creek. My guess is that most of the year that's hardly a trickle, but at this time of year it's quite a waterfall. And there's another waterfall, indicating that we are ascending to the Lexington Reservoir, where this creek begins from the spillway. Over there is a large installation, looks like probably the borough or the town corporate lot, as they would say in Pennsylvania. I don't know what they call those here. trucks for the town's maintenance and so on. That corporate yard is a ball diamond, and sign here next to the trail indicating that there's restrooms available back that direction. I had been wondering about that on today's trail. Now I'm on a street, crossing the street actually on the trail. So it looks more like we're in town now. This is at the back of the Little League ball diamond. Now the trail takes a sharp turn. That's the street at which I was a minute ago. About here we cross the creek on a bridge, rather high. Pretty cat down there on the bank of the creek. I wonder what he's looking for. He's a big one. Now the cat is almost looking this direction. And here the bridge, though across the creek now, continues for quite a while. Sort of like an elevated boardwalk. Beautiful bed of shamrocks down there. Still on this boardwalk. And beyond that canyon, more than a ravine certainly, there is Freeway 17 again. We can see the mountainside over there with some houses on it. We've now come to the end of the boardwalk, and here's a huge apartment building, apparently, with a big gate entering the trail. And then here, the trail is going to cross the freeway. So we're just going back in the opposite direction as the previous bridge, over the creek again and then over the freeway. But I knew, of course, that the Lexington Reservoir is on the south side of the freeway, so it was understood that we were going to have to cross it somewhere. I had no idea where. So around through that clearing in the trees, I can see the previous bridge and the water in the creek. I'm not sure that's going to show up on your screen. And now we're going down a steep slope. Glad I'm not trying to bike the trail today. I'm not even looking forward to hiking back up this slope later, but it's going to be inevitable. There's a sizable swimming pool over there. Wow. This is something I've never known about before. Forbes Mill Museum. Didn't know there was a museum here, didn't know there was a mill. And I wonder if it's the same Forbes that we know from Pittsburgh. Probably not. Now that I'm in the shade, I have a better picture of the Forbes Mill Museum. I'll have to walk over there and see what it's about. Forbes Flour Mill. All that remains of the 4-story stone flour mill built in 1854 by James Alexander Forbes. The town which grew around this building was first called Forbes Mill, then Forbestown, Forbestown, and finally Los Gatos. Los Gatos, by the way, means the cats in Spanish. Scottish immigrant. Alexander Forbes. Well, certainly a Scottish name. Christmas decorations are over the hours, but apparently it's not open. Those visitors to my blog who've been ridiculing me for hiking on a paved trail will be pleased to know that the pavement has run out and is continuing in the mud. And back there is the Forbes Mill rear view. And of course, just to our right now as we continue towards the Lexington Reservoir, is Freeway 17 again. Now we're in an underpass of some street crossing the freeway, and there's a beautiful mural here in the underpass. Kiwanis Club. What did you think I was meaning? Now here, there's a fork in the trail, apparently. That one apparently is for bicycles, but on that one, no bicycles are allowed. Looks like it's probably going to be a harder climb. And yet, to get away from the bicycles, I think I'll try it. If it gets too steep, I'll give up.